Hey, this is Danielle, and today I'm going to talk about NVIDIA because I think that NVIDIA is probably the most important ticker right now because it is driving the rally in this market higher. Now, when you look at NVIDIA, talked about it, well, all the time, but specifically, I had recently made a video about the fact that it was stuck underneath resistance at the 50 simple. If it was going to fail, this was a spot for it to fail. And guess what? It did not. It kept going, it broke up above the 119, 120 price point, and it's still going. It was up another 4% today. Now, when you're looking at a stock like this and it's a relative strength leader, and it's this close to earnings, and you have a squeeze that's firing, and we have high volume move. Typically, it's going to retest that previous high. So, retesting the previous high is going to be at 140. That gives me a pretty clean key psychological value and price target. If we throw on some fib levels here, you can see that, let me get this on there properly. Okay, you can see that we actually have some higher price targets as well. So typically I'm going to use this one right here as the first price target because, it's easier to hit the previous area of resistance than it is the full target. So that's the easy target. And then these are going to be the full targets, 153 and then 170. Let's call it 160 for good measure because that one's smack dab in the middle and it's a key psychological value. So in the options market, it's going to be a lot easier to target these high open interest values. So 140 is next price target. After that, let's call it 155, 160. And it has an earnings report, which I believe is on the 28th. Let me see, make sure I got that right. Yeah, so it's on the 28th. So that's going to be next Wednesday. That means we have just a little bit over a week for this thing to continue going. At this point, I just feel like it's a FOMO induced buying rally. It's just basically what happens when people realize that, they didn't buy it when it was down here. Now it's all the way up here. They're like, oh man, I got to buy it before it's up here. So people just keep buying it, even though it's already up so much. So if you look at, how you could trade it, it's a couple different ways. The earnings report is going to be next week. So if you wanted to buy long calls, typically I'm going to buy those in the earnings series. When you're looking at a run into earnings, typically the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to trade it all the way up into the report. So, you could do some out of the money calls, Delta 40s. There's a lot of high open interest at this price point. Typically, these are going to be lower probability just because they are out of the money, but the percentage gains can be quite a lot if it does end up trading into that zone, just because you're already starting with a much lower debit. The other way you could do it is you could buy an at the money call. That also has a lot of open interest at that 130 strike. So it's going to be a little bit more expensive, $7.40. Or, if you wanted to buy some in the money calls, these would hold their value the best. Just in case, NVIDIA pulls back, which it can happen, obviously. But they're going to be a lot more expensive. So, you're going to be paying what, $12, $13 to buy like a Delta 70 call versus a Delta 50 or a Delta 40. Normally I would stick with the Delta 70s, but for something like this that is kind of a crazy mover anyways, I wouldn't mind buying either the Delta 40s or the Delta 50s. Now, I know you guys know that I love doing butterflies. The reason why I'm not demonstrating a butterfly in this series is because I do not do butterflies in an earnings series, and this is the earnings series. The reason why you don't do a butterfly in an earnings series is because the implied volatility is going to continue to rise. And with a butterfly, you want volatility crush on your center strike, and you're not going to get it if it's in an earnings series. So if I was going to do a butterfly, I would have to do it this week. It's, we still have a few days, so there is still time. I don't love doing them that short dated, especially with the earnings report being next Wednesday. But if I was going to do one, you could do an easy target fly with the 135 target. You could try to do 140. It's outside of the expected move, so it's not highly probable. Right now you're trading at 130. You have an expected move of $6.19. So a trade all the way up into 140 would be almost double the expected move. Could happen, but it would be easier and more likely to hit the 135. So for that reason, I would say, you could do 130, 135, 140. That butterfly is only going for 99 cents. So, paying $100 per contract, with the max potential profit of $400 a contract, closing it out for $5 if it hits 135 this week, I think is pretty dang good. Now, if you wanted to stretch it out, you're more than welcome to. You could just do 130, 140, 150. In that case, it's going to double the cost of your fly, but it's still only $2.25 per contract. So not bad at all. The benefit of this one is that with the center strike at 140, it gives you more room to the upside. So the 135 butterfly, while it's going to be easier to hit that price target, it's also going to cap your gains at 135. So if NVIDIA ends up at, 138, you cut off your profits at 135, and actually your butterfly can start losing money if it goes too far through the center strike. So with this one, you'd have room up into 140. I don't really see any negatives towards doing the wider one. Generally, butterflies are wider, have higher profit potential because you have a wider range to deal with. It's just the cost. It's twice the cost, but it's still only $225 per contract. That's $225 per butterfly. Not bad. So that is what I have for you here today. If you want to learn more, you can join me at the Simpler Central in the Simpler Central trading room. You can also follow me on Twitter at Trader Danielle, or on YouTube. So hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Hey traders, thanks for watching this video. If you want to make sure that you get all of our free trading content, make sure you hit subscribe, and also give us a like and comment down below. If you want to learn more about us, and if you want to join us for live trading in real markets with real money, make sure you go to simplertrading.com, where you can join us for more info. Thank you very much and have a great day.